Here we are once again, my voice to your ears and hopefully getting closer and closer to your heart. These words I am sharing with you on my journey towards resilience, that thing called resilience that I believe we have more in common and a necessity that connects us more than those things on the outside that tend to pull us apart and distract us. So, thank you for taking the time. Hopefully the value I give to you matches the value you are putting into your own journey towards resilience. Let's call this episode today The Facility. It's not a place. It is meant as a statement or a state of your fate and how you navigate it. How you navigate in it. And really keeping it real and present, how you navigated to this moment with me. Just stopping by, all good, no worries. And no rush, soon come. Here and now, too. I imagine it felt easy enough for you to make that leap of faith into this conversation, quasi-discussion with me today on this episode. So, welcome to the 820 facility. Nope, obviously it's not a brick and mortar and wall institution or not even a clinic by any notion or definition. This is a state of shared presence between, right now, just you and I. And with a higher power that insisted for us to meet here now. Let's look at that word for a minute. Facility. Let me go to the tried and true dictionary. Facility. A place, amenity, or piece of equipment provided for a particular purpose. A public restroom, an option or service that gives the opportunity to do or benefit from something. Here's a second definition. Facility as an ability to do or learn something well and easily, a natural aptitude. And last part of that definition, absence of difficulty or effort. In Latin, facilis, easy, is the base of facility. Originally meaning ease in doing something, facility developed into something that makes it easier to do something. So that term facility, I use and employ that word for this episode purposefully. For and in your journey into today's level of or arrival at resilience. So yes, you will encounter difficulties and challenges and successes and delays or outright denials of what you think you are entitled to. But the navigation through those ups and downs will become second nature to you and to your first nature of resilience. Let's go a bit further on this. So even though what I read to you in the dictionary, it inferred a facility, not just a location or a place or a feeling. It's really through the practice of doing something over some time with consistency, with the commitment, as that I say, must rely on your definition, your appreciation for who and what you are. I cannot tell you what that means to you. I'm asking you to ask those kind of questions of yourself. That's why, in just basic terms, nothing, doctoral or PhD level, the questions that I ask you really emanate from that one centering question in the book. What drives you? That is really the essence and the center of mass. What I want to communicate in the book and in each episode about this thing called resilience. It's not a fancy word. As I mentioned before also, you can substitute the word resilience with the word pursuit. That's easier to remember, easier to state, easier to, even for yourself, define. Define your purpose, but under the construct of what are you pursuing? That to me, if it's simpler, just interchange resilience with pursuit. Either way, I want to know what drives you for that pursuit. Not what you're told to do in elementary school or high school or college or at your law firm. What drives you? Now, again, if you're not even interested in pursuing this thing called resilience that I am offering or proffering to you as what connects all that you meet, everyone that you meet, the people that you bump into at the store or in your office or on the street. That resilience, I believe, call me crazy, but that aspect is something we all can use and put to good use. Again, with the premise that we all intend for a positive outcome, for a positive approach, for a positive yes, love, direction. Not backwards to what could have, would have, should have been back then, or what will happen in the future that we'll never get to. I'm offering that perspective for your consideration. So it might sound a little weird to take all things that are going on in your world today, then take on this perspective about resilience to connect to my fellow human being. You might come back to, why do I want to do that? I'm successful. I got money, I got car, I got whatever. I get that. If that's the case, then obviously we're not in the same conversation. Not that you have to be my audience or my niche or my market. I have no idea what that means. I just know my basic overarching approach to this, that we all have more in common than we have in differences. Even if we are abjectly opposed or diametrically stationed in this world from, you're very rich, I'm very poor, or you're very thin, very fat. That is one way to look at it. But to me, that's on the outskirts. Those are the margins that we tend to focus on more out there than what's inside of us. I keep coming back to that core spark of life that brought us all here together. That to me is our connecting piece. That's the fabric that I believe we can build upon and keep tending to, mending, sewing into, and even if we have to and can, protect. Mine first, yours first, and then we can enjoy our services together under this thing called resilience and make it the facility. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember, it's always 820.